Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day out there. Glad to have you guys here overall. We have ourselves a pretty big update regarding the storm. This is Ernesto. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So we got ourselves Tropical Storm Ernesto. Its future actually expected to be a hurricane tonight. So by sunrise tomorrow, there's a good shot that this thing will become a hurricane. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. So here's the latest location of it. It's just shy to the east of Puerto Rico currently. We currently do have sustained winds of 65 miles per hour with gusts up to 70. Central low is down to 998 millibars. And this is as of 8 o'clock. So we should have a new update coming out in about an hour or so. I don't know if we're going to be live then, but we'll try to be. So yeah, we'll have some more information around 11. And like I said, right now she's currently sustained at 65, which makes it kind of an upper-level tropical storm. So it's going to have to basically be, another 10 miles an hour until it's a hurricane. So it's still, about 10 mile an hour short from being a Cat 1. But we're gusting. We're gusting near hurricane force. We're about 5 short from gusts. We're not gusting that much higher than the maximum wind speeds currently as of right now. But yeah, once again, 998 millibars. But yeah, as we approach our way into tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. updates. At 2 a.m., there is a good shot that this storm could actually be, like I said, a Category 1. It could be a hurricane. Low-end Cat 1, 75 sustained, with gusts up to 90 being possible. That's for right around 2 a.m. here tomorrow morning. But what's up, guys? Let's see. We got Storm Tracker Red. We have Huld. We have SPC, Justin. We have Jeff. We have Legacy, Dave. What's up, guys? You're pretty early today. Yeah, you are, Legacy. You joined at a good time, my friend. But anyways, yeah, let's take a quick little peek at the satellite. We're going to take a look. So this is rainfall rates. You guys can't really tell. So the red's about 2 inches per hour. The white's about 2.5 to 3 inches per hour. You can see a lot of heavy rainfall rates currently. It's kind of split up into 2 different blobs. The center core is right in here. But yeah, we're kind of split up into 2 different blobs here overall. So, but yeah, so I mean, she's looking a lot better than she did when we looked at her last. And once again, we're getting some really heavy thunderstorm activity along its northeastern quadrant as well. Also with those 2 big convective bursts ongoing right now. Taking a look at the infrared view on the mesoscale floater here, we got like I said, 2 big plumes of convection. Once again, the core of the storm's kind of roughly right around in here. She's just shy east of Puerto Rico. So in these convective bursts here, these plumes, we're likely seeing some pretty heavy stuff. What was all that? Pilot, dude! Welcome to Category 3 Hurricane, man. I appreciate your subscription. Thank you so much. Also, big shout out goes to Pilot. Last live stream, we had some technical difficulties, and Pilot came clutch with a $50 donation on Cashapp. So once again, man, I appreciate that. Big shout out goes to you, Pilot. Thank you for your support. You are awesome, dude. But yeah, so hopping back to infrared here, like I said, she's looking pretty good. You can obviously see that counterclockwise circulation. Pay attention to the white underclouds. These are kind of the tops of those storms. These are the undersides. You can see the obvious counterclockwise circulation. So it's definitely looking pretty good. Am I very quiet? Am I quiet? Here, let me turn up my mic. Does that make it better? Hopefully that's a little better. But yeah, so it's looking, pretty decent. It is looking pretty decent out there. And like I said, we're gonna likely see a hurricane tonight, according to Hurricane Center, overall. Let's see here. The lower level circulation's in the northern blob. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like that northern circulation's like right in here, where that northern part is. Absolutely. I wish I had a radar view. Unfortunately, I don't. Actually, I lied. I didn't know Radar Omega had it. Matter of fact, look at that. And Radar Omega actually has. Wow, man, that is just something interesting. There you go. There's the radar. This is eastern Puerto Rico. Let's go ahead and load up some of these frames here. We're gonna do about 30 frames. Let's take a look at that past radar signature. What's up, Jack? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Mark? Looks like 2 hurricanes in one, like twins. It's pretty interesting looking, that's for sure. Yeah, you can kind of see that circulation's right in here, it looks like. just off of, I'm not sure the names of these islands east of Puerto Rico. Are these the Virgin Islands? Are these the Virgin Islands? I'm pretty sure they might be, actually. So yeah, near just off the coast of the Virgin Islands to the northwest there. Like I said, it's starting to pick up some pace, pick up some heat here. So the later cone from the Hurricane Center has this thing tomorrow afternoon, being just north of Dominican Republic, north of Puerto Rico, a good 100 or so miles. At that point, later this afternoon, later tomorrow afternoon, we could have sustained winds of 85, gusting up to 105 possibly. So pretty solid. Before upgrading to a Cat 2, so not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. So obviously, today is Tuesday. Okay, so this would be for Thursday morning. It looks like we are going to be having the storm, essentially being upgraded to a Cat 2 potentially. So that is certainly an interesting concept. So it'll be right around 100. Then before. As we continue to progress away further into that day, which what I say for Thursday, for Thursday, later Thursday afternoon, we're going to have the storm around 105, sustained gusts up to 125 there. And then, of course, here for Friday morning, we're going to be near Cat 3 Friday morning, actually, about 1 mile an hour short. But yeah, so 110 sustained here for Friday morning with gusts up to 130 possible. That's pretty wild. And then, of course, as we work our way towards Hamilton, which is obviously Bermuda, as it approaches Bermuda, the latest Hurricane Center forecast has it sustained at 105 with gusts up to 125, which could be a bit of a problem, obviously. We really don't want that. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the live stream, before I, like I said, before... what was I going to say? I've had one of those moments where you just forget. But regardless, I remember what I was going to say. Regardless of wherever the center of the storm goes, say if it takes a far eastern trajectory or a far western trajectory, like I said, there's still going to be some impacts. Obviously, it would be more limited if it took a far east or far left approach, or far east or far west approach. Obviously, worst case scenario would be the storm to go right over, or right next to Bermuda. That would kind of be the worst case scenario here. What's up, Haley? Hope you're doing good. My 19 months is gone because I forgot to change over my new credit card. That's fine, man. I appreciate your support, though, dude. We're just following each other everywhere, aren't we, Haley? What's up, Michael? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, so that could be an issue. And that's going to be there for the afternoon of the 17th, which is Friday. Right? Friday? Sorry, I'm having a bit of a moment here. Friday, is this the 17th? 17th? Saturday. So yeah, afternoon of Saturday is when it's going to approach right over. That's when it's going to be at its peak for areas in Bermuda. Obviously wouldn't be very, very good. Overall. So that's the latest cone. Like I said, it's really narrowing towards Bermuda. Obviously, Bermuda being a small island, it's a little bit concerning. Essentially because what essentially happens is, it's a small island, and all of those winds are going to be pushing right up against the coast, which is going to be bringing all that water and kind of pushing it against it. And then as the hurricane moves, so for example, say if the storm center was right in here, let me make this a little better for you guys to see. So say the storm center is like right here, due to that counterclockwise circulation, that's going to have, the southern side of the island really getting slammed by storm surge and all kinds of issues. And then, of course, once that low pressure system gets up here, then it's going to really be the western side that's going to be really feeling it, as those winds suddenly change and that water starts to really push in from the west. And then, of course, as the storm goes way up to the north, then we're going to, basically still... It just depends on what side it goes on. Obviously, if it's on the western side, we're going to have those, winds being pretty strong. But anyways, yeah, it really just depends on exactly where this thing goes. If it goes west, then, the northern side of the island is going to be really affected by those winds. But we'll definitely be watching it. Like I said, I plan on doing coverage for you guys. This will be for, once again, Saturday afternoon regarding the storm, so we'll definitely be here to to be talking about all that. So, anyways, I do want to pull up the models. We got a pretty a new app here I use. Let's go ahead and bring it up here. It's pretty cool. I don't even know how you pronounce it. It's Aguacero, maybe. The developer, he's a pretty cool dude. Hopefully he's here today. But yeah, he designed a pretty cool app here. We're gonna take a look at it real quickly. Let's hop over here to the main view. We're looking at the GFS here, by the way. That's not the one I want to look at. There we go. This is the GFS model. So, looking at the pressure, overall, kind of what's in place. Obviously, there's Ernesto right in here. This is once again GFS, and something I really wanted to point out to you guys. Let me go ahead and bring up my pen here. But something I really wanted to point out, and what's causing the storm to pull north instead of that continuous westerly motion here. Let's see here. So yeah, instead of the storm, just continuing going to the west, we're going to have this big dome of high pressure actually scoot over to the east, and that's going to kind of open the door here, for the storm to go to the north, and also we're going to have some ridging across the eastern U.S. So between our high pressure in the eastern U.S. as well as the eastern Atlantic, kind of opening a more lower pressure void between, kind of allows for the storm to kind of shoot right up there towards that region. So, you can really kind of see that in this animation here. I mean, you can obviously kind of tell here, this is GFS, once again, has that high pressure, that central Atlantic high really pushed to the east, which that is going to allow for, the storm to be able to squeeze on through. Now, previously, obviously, right around this point in time, that high pressure is still somewhat kind of positioned in the central Atlantic, but it's really gone off to the east here. And of course, with time here, as that high pressure, continues to build up into the eastern Atlantic and kind of, lowers pressure out here in the west, it's going to allow for the storm to kind of go out this way, in which we're going to have another disturbance up towards the Ohio Valley track eastward, which is going to allow for the storm to kind of be kicked out away from the U.S. So no threat of U.S. landfall, although I would say there's more growing concerns. Obviously, this is very far down in time. This could easily change, but there is a little bit of concerns from some models that kind of indicate that maybe areas out there towards like Nova Scotia could have some impacts with the storm. Once again, we don't know that for sure. As it still is pretty far, also like areas of Newfoundland, could be in some future impacts with this storm. Now, obviously, like I said, we don't know for sure quite yet. It's still a little early, but the way that the models are kind of, some of the models are talking, like once again, here's latest GFS here, 18 Zulu, and just like the way how it's showing here, there could be some impacts out there by the areas by the Newfoundlands as well as Nova Scotia there. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Let's see. Why is Ernesto moving due west? Let's see. Is it moving due west? Doesn't look like it's moving due west. Looks like it's moving north, kind of west-northwest right now. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of moving west-northwest slightly. But yeah, so that's still up for grabs. We'll continue to watch that there. But yeah, so that's just the GFS regarding pressure. Once again, there's the rainfall rate, y'all. This is active live satellite feed. This is currently data here. Here's the infrared here on the mesoscale floater, so it's a little bit more higher resolution. There's a separate camera, I believe, on the satellite. This is GOES 16 here, which is the Eastern monitoring satellite, and in which I believe they have a separate camera. I think they have 2 additional cameras for more closer proximity viewing, and that's why we have much higher resolution infrared data here. But yeah, so we got 2 big convective bursts going on out here, and like I said, that central circulation's kind of right in here near that first one. How far from Bermuda? So yeah, that's what still kind of is a big question. Right now, like I mentioned, I mean, Bermuda, regardless of where it ends up, Bermuda's going to have some problems. Even if this thing takes a far west or a far east movement here, So here's Bermuda. Yeah, you can see Bermuda, the island right here. So as of right now, the center of the cone, I mean, the expected track is right near Bermuda. Now, when it comes to the distance here, let's see. So this is okay. So the eastern cone, the far east the storm can go is 137 miles to the east, or 200 miles to the west. As of now, models really do have this thing, kind of getting right in this area here. More than likely. There's actually been a slight westerly trajectory I've noticed out of some of the models. We'll get them to spaghetti models and stuff like that here in a minute. But yeah, so that is, it's going to come close. There's a possibility still of a direct landfall. We don't know quite yet, to be for sure. But yeah, it's going to be pretty close. It's going to be pretty close. Could this be a Cat 3? I think it has potential. It's a rather big storm, so it's going to have a lot. It's going to have a lot of energy in order to develop into a Cat 3. As of right now, as we approach out here, this is according to the latest Hurricane Center forecast. We're just 10 mile an hour short, or actually a little bit less, about 6 to be exact. 6 mile an hour short of a Cat 3 upon approach here of Bermuda. Now, obviously, that's not that far away from Cat 3. In the way that some of the models are trending, I really would not be surprised, if this thing does have a chance at becoming something that big. All right, let's hop over to the models. Let's take a look here at the spaghetti models first. We're going to bring you all... Actually, I'm going to bring this over to you guys. We're going to go to our main page real quickly. But yeah, let me go ahead and bring out the spaghetti models for y'all. We're gonna bring this over here. So here's our latest spaghetti. We're gonna maybe trim this down a little bit here. It's a little bit wide. There we go. Yeah, so there's our spaghetti models. And whenever it comes to it, you can see that obviously a continuous trajectory to the west-northwest is kind of the northwest. Is expected at least throughout the next day. This is 24 hours from now. It should be a hurricane by then. Like I said, we are actually expecting this thing to be a hurricane before sunrise tomorrow. There is a really good shot that this thing could be a hurricane by then. So that's a day from now, 24 hours from now. The storm is going to be away from Puerto Rico, just north of the eastern side of the Dominican Republic. There should be limited impacts for you guys. Obviously, some rip currents and stuff like that will be possible, and there could be some gusty winds towards those shorelines, but yeah, nothing as extreme as in like Puerto Rico. We don't have any watches or warnings in effect for those areas, so that's good news. So yeah, the Dominican Republic's not going to feel it too much out of this, but anyways. So yeah, we continue to work our way here to the northwest here, and then it kind of pulls up to the north here. So kind of tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it's going to start pulling to the north, and then kind of shift to the northeast there. That was not a cuss word. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. It was pretty funny, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so then move its way here to the northeast overall, man. And then, of course, we do have ourselves, Bermuda kind of right there in the middle of all that, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Like I said, most of the models you can kind of see here have this storm getting, relatively close there to Bermuda. Let's see if we can zoom in maybe a little bit more here. Yeah, you see that speck right there? Justin. It's been one of them days, man, I tell you. It's been one of them days. But yeah, so you see the little... I know it's really hard to see. It's a little hard to see here, but we do have a little bit of a... like I said, that's Bermuda there. And we have a little bit of a westerly trajectory here, a little bit of a westerly movement here. From the latest model run, going from the 18 Zulu to the to the 0 Zulu run here. Like I said, it's going to get close, if not go right over there. So, but yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. And then, of course, continue moving to the north. And like I said, there could be some issues, maybe out there towards, places out there towards Nova Scotia, as well as maybe even like Newfoundland could be in the potential impact zone. We'll have to see. But at that point, obviously, we're a little far down in time. And then, of course, moving on over here to the intensity guidance. Now, this is pretty interesting, you guys. This is pretty interesting. So the latest intensity guidance here has the storm actually. Let's see here. Yeah, latest intensity guidance has the storm here actually. The rapid or quick intensification occurring here, and then kind of evening off here according to hurricane models right there in upper level Cat 2. Do I think this thing could be a Cat 3? Yeah, I do, personally, and there is a handful of models that also agrees with that. So, do not be surprised if the storm does become a major hurricane. That'll be right around the 60 hours from now, so that would be roughly about 2.5 days from now, which would be Thursday. That would be just before hitting Bermuda. And as we get towards Bermuda, the storm is probably going to be slightly weaker. Definitely not picking much strength up at that point. But yeah, if we're going to get a Cat 3, it's going to be sometime, somewhere in here, just south of Bermuda, just north of the Dominican Republic here overall. So, let's see. But anyways. See, I'm back with some ice cream. Nice. Sounds pretty good. But anyways, so yeah. Did I get any rain from Hurricane Debbie? I did. I got 6.5 inches, I think. I think it was 6.5. Pretty good amount. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Pretty wild storm for rainfall. Anyway, I mean, it was a pretty big storm overall. Alrighty, guys. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's hop over to our main hurricane models. We got a lot of stuff to go over here. So here's the GFS. We looked at the GFS earlier back on that other program. So now we're going to take a look here at the, at this view here. Go a little bit more into more in the depth with the analyze here. So yeah, so as we continue working down in time, this thing's expected once again to become a hurricane by tonight into tomorrow morning. By the time we reach tomorrow morning, we're forecasted to be a Category 1. The northwesterly movement is expected over the next couple of days until a bit of a ridge, a bit of an area of high pressure kind of pushes, that storm out there to the east a bit. If it wasn't for that high pressure ridge, you would get a little bit closer to the U.S., but, since we have that high pressure in place, that's going to allow for the storm to, get nudged a bit to the northeast there. Which, that little speck, I know, once again, it's very, very hard to tell. Very, very hard to tell here. Like I said, very, very hard to tell, but that is Bermuda there. In which, we work our way here to the northeast overall. And like I said, just east of, just west of Bermuda there, we have that storm. Getting pretty close, according to the GFS model. So, that would be a little concerning. Obviously, the eastern side of the storm is, kind of the dirty side of the storm, we call it, because that's where you have your highest wind shear, your most instability and all that fun stuff. So that would be a little bit concerning for those areas out there. Yeah, so that's GFS. Then we hop over to Euro, ECMWF 18 Zulu. This is the short run of ECMWF, but oh my goodness. That is a direct landfall right over Bermuda. Yeah, according to the latest Euro and the latest GFS, they both show direct landfall. Let me zoom in a little bit. Actually, I can zoom in. No, let's wait. We'll get to that here in a second because I want to look at some of the others. So yeah, but yeah, ECMWF has it going right over Bermuda there. Then hopping over to CMC. This is another model. CMC has this thing going, once again, right over Bermuda, then tracking to the north here, just going off of Newfoundland there. Then Icon, everybody loves Icon, I always say that. It seems like everybody loves Icon for some reason, which I don't understand why. But yeah, Icon has it going right over, yeah, the strength according to Icon is a little concerning, actually showing that strength getting into, here. Let me move my mic. It seems like it's a little quiet for you guys. Maybe that'll help out. But yeah, according to Icon, it really has that storm getting pretty daggone strong. Right there in the 940s. 940 millibar zone. That's pretty rough. That was the 18 Zulu from earlier. But yeah, so we'll definitely need to be watching that one. Watching the storm pretty closely. Like I said, this could have some big effects on Bermuda. And it seems like most models do show this thing going right next to, if not over, Bermuda in general. But yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. We're going to hop back to GFS here. So yeah, GFS latest 18 Zulu comes through. You can see that Bermuda is just right there. That little speck there, that's Bermuda. And unfortunately, they're going to be caught up in that in that mess there. Looking at the lower level wind field there, you can see that we're right around like 60 knots or so. That'd be like tropical storm, nearly hurricane strength. Close to that pink there. That's right around hurricane strength. Yeah, so pretty aggressive there. But the latest GFS projection has a little bit of a west, kind of the eastern side of the storm impacting Bermuda overall. Then when we compare it to the Euro, the latest ECMWF here, this shows that storm. Kind of going right over. Look at that Bermuda right there. What's up, Raven? We're doing good. Is this heading towards New England? No, this is not heading towards New England. Swiper, just saw your comment. Sorry about that. Sorry, it took me a minute. Question: I've been living in Wisconsin for a year, Madison area to be exact. What is the normal? Is it normal for trees to be changing to autumn colors already? That doesn't sound right. No, because we're still we haven't even hit fall, or we're not even near fall really. Yeah, that's a little uncommon. I'm not from there, but that doesn't seem too common. Make sure that your tree's not dying, because that's another thing. Dying tree will look like it's fall, but no. But I think it's a little too early for that. That's a little concerning. But yeah, back over to Euro. Like I said, yeah, has Bermuda literally on that northern part, and then having a direct landfall. Look at that. The eye. See that? The core is right over Bermuda. According to latest Euro, that would be pretty nasty. Yeah, at this point in time, as we approach Bermuda, there's a good shot that there could be some dry air maybe infiltrating the storm. There's a lot of dry air out there by the mid-Atlantic U.S., which is going to probably get sucked into that storm. Might help weaken it once we get north of Bermuda. Yeah, Euro even shows it dealing with a bit of dry air here for the 16th. Actually, that's 3 days from now. Maybe causing it to weaken a little bit until it gets a hold of that moisture again. So that's that. All right, let's go ahead and hop over to the big models here now. We're going to take a look at the HWRF here. So this is one of the main hurricane models. So yeah, today, like I said, obviously it is the 13th. It is 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So we're right around this point in time, roughly. Yeah, just near the Virgin Islands and near Puerto Rico. So, like I said, Puerto Rico, the northern side, obviously we're going to be experiencing some tropical storm force conditions out there with that circulation, slamming the northern side of the island here with a lot of big waves and swelling. And of course, as we continue working our way up here to the north, west, we're going to have some potentially some quick development tonight. According to the models here, it looks like that the storm, overnight, is going to really pick up a decent amount of intensity, which is going to be just enough to knock it in the Category 1 realm. So by later tomorrow morning, we're going to be in Cat 1 status here overall. Am I going to make a winter forecast this year? Plan on it. Typically do every year, yeah. This will be my third year doing it. Kind of sneaking up on me, actually. We'll probably do it towards the end of the month. Maybe early next month. We'll see. But yeah, no, I will work on that eventually, for sure. But yeah, by tomorrow morning, according to HWRF, having this thing down in the 980s, which, honestly, it's not really surprising, just given the conditions that's out here right now. A lot of warm waters, a good amount of moisture, not much wind shear, just perfect conditions for the storm. So it's going to pick up some intensity. And by tomorrow afternoon, there's a good shot this thing could even be, maybe mid-level Category 1. Seems quite possible, if not upper-level Cat 1. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow evening the storm was a Cat 2. I would not be surprised. If this time tomorrow we're probably a Cat 2. I would not be surprised on that at all. According to HWRF, we'll continue pushing north, throughout the next couple of days until we come up towards Bermuda, which is here for the, let's see here. According to, actually, hold on a minute. I think the HWRF has this thing, I want to say has it west of Bermuda. Here, let me look at that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Oh yeah, it is west. Wow, look at that. That's interesting. So yeah, the main one of the main hurricane models, HWRF, has the storm here just west of Bermuda. So there's Bermuda right there. See that little speck? It's so hard to tell. Bermuda's just such a small island out there. But yeah, look at that, west of Bermuda there. That's where the big storm is. So yeah, HWRF has Bermuda kind of spared. However, if we take a look at the lower level wind field here, Bermuda's still getting caught up in those 30-plus knot wind barbs. So that would still be tropical storm conditions, even if it went the far west trajectory. Yeah, this seems kind of like an outcast, honestly, because most of the models have this thing. I mean, this one has it. This is definitely one of the models that has it far to the west. Could be a new trend. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, and then of course HWRF has this thing. I mean, just a massive storm, huge wind field on this thing. I mean, look how much the wind field grows on the storm here. I mean, right now it's it's not that big of a wind field. By tomorrow morning it's gonna be fairly. I wouldn't call it super. It's kind of a small storm, but just look how big it gets. As we approach up there towards mid-Atlantic latitudes, it's gonna be pretty wild. Overall, and like I said, what goes from there is unknown. What concerns me a bit is say this did play out, say this model did play out. This is where the model ends, but we have high pressure here that could honestly maybe steer it towards Nova Scotia, Newfoundland areas. Once again, I'm not going to rule them out completely. It still is a little hard to tell quite right now because that is still pretty far away, and there's a lot of steering that can happen with the storm by the time we get to these areas, but. Like I mentioned, it's certainly a possibility that some of those areas maybe could be impacted. We'll see. Eastern Canada, just keep an eye on it. Can I make a video about where you think tornadoes be possible? And not for the last 4 months. I don't know what you're talking about, but probably not. No. Are you talking about? You said not for the last 4 months. I'm so confused. But yeah, so that's HWRF here. Hopping over to HMON. This is another model. So yeah, HMON. Obviously, current time. We're right around in here. We're near the Virgin Islands. Just east of, just off the coast of Puerto Rico here. So yeah, obviously by tonight, by tomorrow morning, the storm should be in. Yeah, I mean we're expecting at least a 10 millibar drop. In pressure by tomorrow morning. That's what a lot of the models are actually considering here, which is certainly interesting overall. Look at this. By the time we reach tomorrow morning at like 5 a.m., we're down to 989. Some of the other models mentioned that as well. I think right now we're at 998. Let me double check on that. I believe we're at 998 right now. Hold on a minute. Pull it up real quick. Yep, 998. Yeah, so we're currently at 998 millibars. But yeah, according to the models, some of the models there, by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, just before sunrise here, or right around sunrise for you guys out here, we should be down maybe the 980s. So quite a change in pressure there. Which that should be enough to knock us into, Cat 1. That seems quite possible. So by tomorrow morning, we're likely going to be a hurricane here. And then, of course, we continue moving our way here to the northwest for the next little bit. And then the wind field just grows bigger and bigger, as we continue moving our way here to the north. And then, of course, we get near Bermuda. Look at this. Oh, wow. I haven't seen this run, dude. Wow, dude. HMON. Ugh. Yeah, that is quite nasty. So some of those outer bands you can see there, increasing those winds, hits Bermuda sometime here for the morning of the 17th, and the big stuff doesn't really hit until the evening of the 17th, or the late afternoon, early evening. Goodness, dude. That would be a big problem if this was the case. I mean, pressure's down to 964. That would be near category your Cat 3, roughly. Just based off of pressure. It's close, maybe upper Cat 2. But, wow, dude, that is just wild. That northeasterly wind field there has that storm, in at least 70 knot winds, 80 knots. Wow. I mean, yeah, that's kind of worst case scenario, honestly, because Bermuda goes in that northern part, and obviously it would be a better scenario if it was to do a direct landfall. The better scenario would be for the storm to go through the north and then come out through the south. That wouldn't be good, obviously. But what's bad about this model is it keeps it on the eastern side of the storm, and keeps that eye just slightly to the west, meaning that those easterly winds are still continuing to batter the island here. Some of those worst winds in the system is going to be on that eastern quadrant here, right in there. That would be not very pleasant. See, your moisture shows pretty saturated, maybe a slight drying on the western side of the storm, but nothing too unbearable. Yeah, that's just interesting. And look at this. HMON actually has the storm strengthening as it passes through these areas here. Terry says it looks nasty. It does, yeah. Like I said, I'm very concerned for you folks out in Bermuda. I ain't gonna lie. Bermuda being a small island and, such a big storm like this. I mean, you guys do get storms like this, from time to time, but, they're never good. They're never good. So we're going to do coverage. I'm going to try to get info, like radar. I don't know. Does Bermuda have a radar? I'm going to have to look up that and see if we have any way of, retrieving, if there's any form of radar out in Bermuda. I know some external sites have it. Let's see here. What's up, Storm Tracker Red? Hope you didn't get my friend. What's up, Michael? Thank you, dude, for the $2. I appreciate that, man. Saying anything going on in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Let's see. I don't think there's much going on for you guys right now. Severe weather-wise, not today, not tomorrow. Yeah. No, you're looking pretty good, my friend. Although, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you're here or not, but whenever we were talking, let's take a look at the overall view. There's going to be a disturbance. This is what's going to cause the storm to kind of steer to the northeast and keeping it away from the U.S. So we have this high pressure ridge, right? And we have the storm right here. So the storm tracks, it's going to go to the northeast because this high pressure is going to kind of bump it further. But yeah, we do have this low pressure system here that's going to have an attached cold front, which might actually, kind of push it away from New England. It really determines on how strong that's going to end up. It really determines on how strong, this disturbance is going to end up. Obviously, the stronger, the more influence it's going to possibly have, knocking that storm further out east. But the weaker it is, that could allow it to go near, some of these areas like, Newfoundland as well as Nova Scotia out there. So, but for Pennsylvania, though, no, nothing really big going on. So you should be good, man. But thank you, man. I appreciate it, Michael, for the $2. But yeah, so we'll definitely have to continue watching this. Let's hop over to HAFS-A. This is another model we're looking at. So, okay, so as we approach tomorrow morning, this one actually has that pressure maybe a little bit higher than some of these other models. Pressure in the lower 990s rather than the 980s there, but still, relatively decent cyclone. We continue to work our way down in time. Storm quickly picks up some strength here. Ooh. Looks like it could encounter some dry air for the 16th. I've been seeing kind of a common placement here. It seems like a few of the models have this thing maybe, experiencing some dry air. It has that western side pretty dry, especially with the southeastern side remaining fairly saturated. There's a lot of humidity. on the eastern side of the storm here. But yeah, that western side could get a little dry here for the 16th. But it seems like the storm overcomes that no problem really. This model has it a little bit to the west of Bermuda. See that? So just west of Bermuda. There overall. Let me pull up the lower level winds here. We're gonna do our lower dynamics. Here we go. So HAFSA would still show, say this would be kind of a better scenario overall. But yeah, this would have us right around like 45, 50 knots. Just right around the areas of Bermuda. That would be in tropical storm force rather than hurricane. So at an event like this, our hurricane force winds would be somewhere in here roughly, while our tropical storm winds kind of extend from here, where the green is, basically. So this is tropical storm force, this would be hurricane force. Obviously excluding the eye, so this would be hurricane force winds, and then these would be tropical storm force. So that would be a good scenario. Tropical storms are, they're still a concern, of course, but would be better than a direct landfall. Let's see here. Michael says, have a good night. You too, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. SPC, I don't see any severe weather coming up for you guys. At least via SPC. I don't really haven't really looked into the long range for severe weather, but at least for the next 3 days and long range SPC, there's no areas of concern, so you should be good. Nothing significantly organized, of course. Alright, we're going to move on to HAFSB now. Let's go and bring this back a little bit, and we're going to pull up HAFSB. So this is another model here. So we work way down in time. Now HAFSB, by tomorrow morning, kind of the same thing, maybe lower 990s, millibar range. Wow, okay. Holy cow. Whoa, dude. That is crazy. So HAFSB has this thing like quickly dropping. Look at that. Pressure just tanked, dude. Getting down into the 940s. 930s? There is no way. I think this is probably going to be an outcast model here. But, look at that. So you see how tight that circulation is? More than likely the wind field is going to be something like this, a lot bigger. For a bigger storm, obviously you need more energy to get a tighter wind field, but yeah, the bigger the storm, the more energy it needs to get stronger, essentially. Right now it's a fairly small storm, so it should have no problem picking up into lower hurricane strength. And then as we continue to build latitude, storm's wind field is just going to grow bigger and bigger. But yeah, still like tropical storm force winds out there, not necessarily hurricane force, according to the HFSB model here. Quite incredible, though. Yeah, 936 it gets down to, I think. Yeah, look at that, 936. That would be wild. Let's see here. Nico says, let's see, I doubt more than Cat 3 because there ain't supposed to be a ton of dry air. Yeah, I don't think it'll get higher than Cat 3, but I do think it could have I think it could reach Cat 3. Probably low-end Cat 3. Anything bigger, probably not, honestly. Yeah. So, I definitely don't think so. Wow, yeah. Anyways, what's up, Misty? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's another model. I think that's that's like our last main model. Let's hop on back over here, y'all. We're gonna pull up the full screen for you guys. Gonna take a look at the spaghetti models. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But yeah, so there's the spaghetti. Once again, this is the latest spaghetti models, and we're gonna see a continuous northwesterly movement over the next couple of days here, for the next one and a half days or so, and in about 2 days from now we're gonna start pulling to the northeast actually, You know, as we have this high pressure that builds into the eastern U.S., it's going to kind of steer the storm maybe out a little bit further. That's Bermuda right there. The latest model run here has maybe a slightly west trend here. Slightly west trend. I'll be happy because that'd be less major. Let's see, hold on. Because that on less major that could come to Florida. Sorry, Bermuda. Huh? Yeah, this is not coming to Florida. Yeah, this is not coming to Florida, thankfully. But yeah, no, this I mean, even if we take a far west trajectory, this could still very well be a big problem for Bermuda. Obviously, worst case scenario is kind of it tracking right here, and you know, still a good density of models has that eye wall just scraping right up against Bermuda. That's what I'm mostly concerned about. So, let's see. Oh, here we go, y'all. We got a new advisory. 11 p.m. Nothing's changed on the storm. It's still, yeah, minimum pressure is still down to 998 millibars. It slowed down a little bit, though. Yeah, so last update, you can see this is the last update. This is the 8 o'clock p.m. update. So look at this, 8 p.m. update, you know, moving over the Virgin Islands. Minimum pressure, 998 millibars, maximum sustained 65. We refresh the page here. 11 o'clock update, moving northwest at 17. Instead of moving west-northwest at 18, it's moving moving northwest at 17. So we were starting to move a little bit more to the northwest here. But yeah, still same pressure, 998 millibars, 65 sustained with the new update here. We should get a new cone. Is this a new cone? No, this is not the new cone yet. It looks like the cone. I don't know if that's the cone. See, this program glitches a bit. Is this the new... Hold on. Advisory 9, right? Is this Advisory 9? No, this is Advisory 10. So, no, the cone actually shifted east. Look at that. So this central line here, that's the previous track. And this is the new cone. The cone's moved eastward. Ugh. Yeah, that's a little concerning. Give it a second. We'll see if we can update the... Oh, guys, breaking news. We're expecting the storm to become a major hurricane now. Hurricane Center put an M for major. And that's exactly where I was expecting it to go major there, too. Yeah, look at that. 8 a.m. Friday, 8 p.m. So for Friday, this thing's going to be a Cat 3 now, according to the... wow, dude. Yeah, this thing's going to be a Cat 3 now, according to the Hurricane Center, which I'm not surprised. But just that it's official now is a little concerning. Yeah, look at that. M, so that stands for major hurricane. You know, obviously M meaning Category 3 or greater. Wow, dude. But yeah, there you go. There's an update. Let's see. Is my other program updated yet? Not yet. So it says Cat 2. That's our last update. Doesn't look like it's going to hit anything, though, except Bermuda. Well... Here's the thing, my friend. Right now, it is hitting the Virgin Islands as a tropical storm, as well as, you know, impacting Puerto Rico. Yes, it's going to hit Bermuda. Like I said, this is very far down the tail, and this, you know, could very well change. But I would also keep an eye out there for these regions, you know, towards, you know, Newfoundland as well as Nova Scotia. You know, those areas out there should obviously keep an eye out there for it as well. Definitely would. You know, because some of the models, like GFS, has it getting nearby. But we'll see. There you go. There's your new update. Oh, man, I can't... It's hard to tell what it's going to be as it gets over here. 115 down to 105. So it'll probably be Cat 2, maybe upper Cat 2, lower Cat 3 by the time... It's right on the teeter-totter point here. But yep, she's now expected to be a Category 3. Which, like I said, I'm not really surprised here. That makes that very well could make our second major hurricane of the year. Let's see here. But yeah, that definitely is a little bit concerning. So like I said, it looks like it's going to turn Cat 3 for the 16th. Jeez, dude. All right, let's take a look at the sat. Once again, this is live or current view of the satellite imagery. This is showing our rainfall rates in inches per hour. The red is showing about 2 inches per hour. The white showing about 2.5, 3 inches per hour. So a lot of heavy rates going on out here. Take a look at the second satellite view. This is infrared. You can see our clean IR scans really showing those high tops here on that southern convective burst. The central low is right in here. This is right where the center of that storm is located, right in this little area here. But yeah, so she's kind of moving to the northwest right now. You can kind of see that it's moving to the northwest here overall. So it's yeah, she's moving northwest, and she's definitely picking up some heat. Once it pulls off from these islands here, I think we're gonna get some quick strengthening here. It looks certainly quite possible. Here, let me pull this back up here. I got a new view we're gonna open. Okay, all right, we're gonna move this over here. Just moving some things around, y'all. And let's go ahead and pull up our main view again here real quickly. We got 2 blank squares. Shoot. Oh well. Actually, I have an idea. Hold on a minute. Bear with me for a second, you guys. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll get those satellite views up for you guys there too. Anyway, so yeah. That's what we're kind of dealing with here. Let me go ahead and pull up our satellite view. This time I'm going to pull up our water vapor. Simple water vapor here. We're going to get that scan up for us. Kind of see where some of that dry air is located. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. And like I said, guys, if you're just now tuning in, we just got our 11 o'clock update here from the Hurricane Center. She is now forecasted to be a Category 3 storm just before getting near Bermuda. So that's kind of what we're looking out there for. While that loads, I'm going to show you guys again. So that's for 8 a.m. For the 16th, which would be for Saturday, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Saturday the 16th. Friday, sorry. 17th is Saturday. Or sorry, yeah, 17th is Saturday. So yeah, right around for Friday evening, it's going to be out there for just south of Bermuda, possibly being downgraded back into Cat 2 just before hitting, or going right next to those areas there. Let me pull up the pull up our satellite view. Oops. Hopefully, doesn't look like our. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so there's our water vapor scan. We're going to pull this up here. It's a little bit of a flashing light warning here for a minute. It's going to take a minute to render. I guess we can take a look at the other sat for a minute while that's doing that. But, oh, maybe this one? Nah, it's just going to show that anyways. Here, we'll remove that. But yeah, so like I said, that's gonna right now it's right near the Virgin Islands. That center is right in here, guys. We got a kind of two pockets here of bursts going on here right now. Man, yeah. So it does look like there might be a little bit of dry air to the north of the storm. It's going to encounter some dry air as we approach the mid-Atlantic, once that storm, goes up here, once it, takes that northwest and eventually northeasterly turn, there's going to be some dry air that could get into it, once the storm's up here, which could be a bit of an issue. Maybe weakening it a bit, once we get to, those regions there overall. So that's a possibility. But anyways, alrighty guys. Well, I think we're gonna roll off here for now. We're approaching our hour mark here for an update. Tomorrow we're gonna do another update for you guys. Tomorrow afternoon we'll do another update. Maybe a live stream, maybe a video. Still not sure which one we're gonna do yet. But yeah, we're probably gonna head off here for now. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. Once again, you guys be safe out there, especially like I said, if you're in Bermuda, man. Please just make sure you're ready for it. That's all I can say. Once again, I want you guys to be weather aware. I want you guys to be prepared out there. Like I said, it's a pretty serious event. Like I said, there could be some big impacts with the storm here. So please just be extra careful, okay? But all right, guys. Well, one last thing I want to go ahead and show you all before I head off here. You already know. Some of you guys already know where this is about. Come check out our merch. We got some pretty cool merch, guys. This would help directly support me and what I do, help keeping this possible. Like I said, these programs and stuff, unfortunately, isn't free. Some of these programs we use. So if you guys could check it out, be pretty cool. Like I said, we have the link there that's pinned in the comments or the chat there. So if you guys want to check it out, also it's in the description as well. If you guys did want to check it out. Michael, thank you, dude, for the $2 super chat earlier. Appreciate it. And Pilot, thank you for becoming a member again, man. I appreciate your support. Thank you, guys. Like I said, for the people who supported us, thank you so much. Obviously, everybody else, thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. And like I said, be careful out there, my friends. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff that we need to watch out for over the next couple of days, and there could certainly be some, big impacts with this storm overall. So. And once again, the latest update, here's the latest cone, guys. We just got this through. Like I said, as we approach towards, as we approach towards Bermuda, there's a chance this thing could get Cat 3. Hurricane Center just put a Category 3 marker on it, so we'll have to see. Could be our second major hurricane of the year. You're welcome, Jeff. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. See you later, SPC. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. You guys take care. Be safe. Once again, Bermuda, please prepare for the storm here. Puerto Rico, hold on there. And Virgin Islands, hold on for a little bit longer. You guys are, obviously from here on out, we're going to get a little further away from the storm. But, yeah, I mean, this is right on the Virgin Islands, right on Puerto Rico right now. So, it's going to continue moving northwest here. Eventually pulling to the north. And once again, we are expecting this thing. So by next update, this thing will likely be a Category 1. Right now, she is a kind of an upper-level tropical storm, upper mid-level tropical storm, 65 sustained. Obviously, once we get to Category 1, it'll be 75. This is by tomorrow morning. So before sunrise, there's a good shot this thing could become a Category 1 storm. So we'll have to continue to watch out for that. But yeah, then continue to gradually move to the northwest before turning north here right around the 15th. The morning of the 15th, it's going to turn to the north and be upgraded to a Category 2. Going northwest, be upgraded for the morning of the 16th to a Category 3. Then, of course, here for the afternoon or evening of the 17th, it'll be downgraded back to a Category 2 there overall. So, once again, it's going to pass Bermuda either as a lower Cat 3 or an upper Cat 2. So, we'll have to continue watching it. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Be careful out there. Once again, if you're in Bermuda, please start preparing for the storm. Like I said, obviously, if this thing takes a far west or far east approach, that'd be good. But there's still going to be impacts with even those scenarios. So, still, like I said, make sure you have enough food, enough water to last you a couple weeks. And alrighty. Once again, guys, thank you for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll catch you tomorrow. See you later, guys. Take care.